Welcome back to CryptosRus. I am George. We're all George. Obviously, I talked about Wall Street, and they FOMO. They're very reactionary. Sometimes they speculate. Sometimes they get fearful. But overall, the last 4 days, there's no question. Okay, the inflows tells one story, and that is they are buying. Yesterday was another $802 million inflow, $662 million just from BlackRock alone. All the others actually were quite low and one exit there, but $662 million to BlackRock. And then look at look at what, Monday or Friday, over $1 billion inflow, and then 600, 700. Wall Street is certainly loading up right now. Okay, they are also thinking good things, just like retail. They're thinking good things are going to come this year because of the Trump effect and all the executive orders that he's been signing and all the things that he's going to be putting into place. I mean, there are so many things happening, right? Here's an example of one. The SEC, the new SEC chair, is starting crypto task force. Okay, but in a good way, not a task force to go clamp down on innovation, but task force to redo the framework for crypto overall and not use security laws from 1931, which does not apply anymore, right? So this is one thing that's happening right away, led by Hester Pierce, by the way, who is very pro SEC commissioner. This is one example of the new era for crypto in the United States. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What else is there? MicroStrategy. I talked about this yesterday. They approved, or the shareholders approved, issuing more shares and upping their total from 330 million to 10.3 billion because Saylor wants to buy more Bitcoin. So if you have MicroStrategy shares, you go get a whole lot more after this happens. I don't know when it's going to happen, but that's a huge increase. That's like a 300x increase. So I don't know, if you have one share, you'll get like 300 shares or something. It's going to be enormous. But only 9% of the shareholders voted against it because they want to see this happen. They want to see Saylor buy more Bitcoin. And he has been buying. MicroStrategy has like 3% of the overall supply already. And I think he wants to increase that to maybe at least 10% by the time he's done, which is crazy if you think about it. For one entity to hold that much, that would be absolutely crazy. But we'll see. We'll see. Also, Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, is predicting that Bitcoin will get into the millions, the multiple millions. Same thing. Michael Saylor believes that. Michael Saylor thinks that Bitcoin may top out like around 23 million or something like that. Or he said he was going to stop DCAing around 23 million. But, if you know, you know. Bitcoin is scarce. It's not like any other investment or commodity out there. And as more and more people buy into it, the price will keep on increasing. It's really that simple. It's not going to change. Doesn't matter what's going on around the world. Doesn't matter what kind of FUD there may be. Bitcoin is pure and it always gets through and it keeps on going. And when we have good macro factors, for example, what's happening in the US, it makes it even better. Like right now, if you look at the number of active addresses, slightly down from our all-time high in 2021, but it's still very elevated. New addresses ramping up, zero balance addresses ramping up, yet the price, you can see, we are at all-time high, right? So that goes to show you how strong Bitcoin is. Despite the fact that I know we look at the price every single day, and sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, maybe by 8 to 10%, but long-term trajectory is this. It just keeps on going up. And that's why million someday is not unreasonable. It seems unreasonable now. It seems like, oh, we're stuck at 100K. We're never going to go anywhere. But it was the same thing when we were stuck at 60K. We were stuck at 60K for like 6 months last year. And it was the same thing when we were stuck at 20K, right? Until we weren't at those levels and we jumped up, and then we just get used to a new level. So how can anyone complain about Bitcoin being above 100K? There should be no complaints. And the next leg up will probably bring us to 120, 150, and we may stay there for a while. And then people will start complaining again why we're not moving from 150s. And then it'll be the same thing over and over again. Bitcoin revenue or mining revenue is going up, which means that the miners are also not giving up, increasing their mining, and hash rates going up, difficulty going up, and also revenue is going up. So they're profitable right now, obviously, with Bitcoin being at these current levels, which is really good. That means they're going to continue to do it. That means the network is going to continue to get stronger and more secure. And you could argue Bitcoin is the strongest decentralized network ever, with no downtime, never been hacked, and continues to grow so that you can't shut it down. It's the only network where all the countries have basically agreed we're not going to shut it down because we can't. I mean, there's no other network on the planet that does that. Okay, think about it. There's no one that can stop you from sending your Bitcoin to anywhere else in the world pretty much instantly. And no one in the middle to stop it. There's no other financial network that exists that's like that. So that in itself is worth, it's priceless. There's no number you could put. All right, last thing I'll say about Bitcoin is, some people look at the charts. Some people also look at things like, stable coins and stablecoin dominance. When stablecoins dominance goes down, that means people are spending stablecoins. When it goes up, that means maybe Bitcoin is taking a breather, right? But bottom line is this: Bitcoin is going to go a lot higher because there are many things, and people are really paying attention to all the moves Trump is making. It's day 2 of him being in office, or day 3, depending on if you count Inauguration Day, right? So there may be much bigger moves coming. So you got to get ready. Get ready for the explosions.